In this workshop, we'll discuss audio clips and how to use them in courses, look at others' successful use of audio clips, and provide some answers to frequently asked questions and some links so you can be successful in implementing audio clips in your classes. I'm an avid user of technology, especially technologies allowing us to be more effective and efficient in our teaching and learning, thereby resulting in positive teaching and learning outcomes. You can look at my CV, which is in the attachment link, and send me an email if you've got questions or ideas for this or other presentations. Completing this brief workshop will enable faculty who are interested in using audio clips to enhance classes to understand the difference between an audio clip and podcast, articulate rationales for the use of audio clips, discuss audio clips used by various institutions, and access resources for more information. And all without it being a hair-raising experience. These are fun to do, and students connect with them in a different way than in your written word. They don't need to be hard. In this brief section, we'll cover what audio clips are and what they are not. This will set the stage for what you can do with them and what's inappropriate. In the old way of delivering content, most efforts were either synchronous audio in classrooms or asynchronous text in Blackboard or other course management systems. Taking the path of a different way of delivering content by using audio clips leads to the delivery of asynchronous audio. Audio clips are brief audio narrations that are uploaded to a central computer site and downloaded by listeners to hear on computers or portable devices. They are different from podcasts, even though it may be technically appropriate to interchange the terms. By consciously talking about audio clips, it's hoped you'll continue to think in the frame of brief 3 to 5 minutes of narrated material. We are engaged by brevity, by songs that ignite our spirit and passion. Audio clips are similar in length to a song, the amount of time learners can fit material into, around, and within other activities. They're not intended to be full-length podcasts of talking head lectures that are deadly in a face-to-face classroom, and even more so in an asynchronous environment. If you're not convinced, find and listen to a 30-minute podcast on a topic of interest, even one you're passionate about. After you listen to it, consider how much you retained and whether or not you focused on the podcast the entire time or multitasked and missed material. Why use audio clips? The short answer is because they work, and the long answer is answered in the next few slides. Faculty in an asynchronous class at West Virginia University conducted a study on the effects of asynchronous audio feedback. During the course, they gave half the feedback in audio format and half in narrative text. Audio feedback was perceived to be more effective than text-based feedback for conveying nuance and was associated with feelings of increased involvement, enhanced learning community interactions, increased retention of content, and the perception that the instructor cared more about the student. They noted the length of time to prepare audio feedback was significantly less than the time to prepare written feedback. A trend paper from Learning Circuits on podcasting in academic and corporate learning provided excellent examples of the implications of audio narrated content. Audio assists auditory learners, provides another channel for the review of material, assists non-native speakers, and permits a different mechanism to provide feedback. Bridge Ratings has conducted an ongoing study of podcast users updated every 6 months. This chart represents data for 2004 and 6 and projected data for 2007 to 10. They asked users whether they had ever listened to a podcast and whether they listened to podcasts on a weekly basis. Weekly users have increased from 300,000 to almost 8 million. Persons who have ever listened to a podcast have increased from 1 million to almost 22 million. With our emerging technologies, we're moving from the talker in front of the classroom to the ability to deliver content asynchronously, whenever listeners want to access it, and wherever learners find themselves, all so we can implement our learning in education and practice. Audio clips are engaging narration uploaded to a central server for individuals to download for use on their computers or portable devices. They help in conveying nuance, increase community, and increase retention and application of course content. They do this by assisting learners who prefer audio as well as non-native speakers, providing alternative channels to reading and permitting a different feedback mechanism to learners. Preparing audio clips requires thoughtful attention, even though perfect is not a goal. Teaching and learning in the 21st century requires we consider effective and efficient use of 21st century technologies. If you're interested in further exploration on the topic of using brief audio clips in classes, visit technology-escapades.net for many links and resources. Congratulations, you've completed this brief workshop on using brief audio clips in classes. I hope you found it helpful and you're intrigued enough to explore the use of this technology in your classes.